Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. You're watching the final review of the IPL 2024 season and the final match itself. I'm Nishant. You're joined by Divyansh. Hi, Divyansh. Bit of a bummer last game. What did you think about the match?
Yeah, definitely. Good for KKR. It was a clinical finish that they were hoping for. Every team in the IPL dreams for a final like that, where you everything goes your way, nothing goes against you. Whatever plans you set, they all materialize, and it's like. Uh, Wherever you touch it, it becomes gold. That kind of a night it was for KKR. So starting from the toss, everything went their way. Although they didn't win the toss, but every decision, even from the opposition, just fell in their favor. So yeah, what a beautiful night for KKR, and the drought ended after a decade, and again in the presence of the same man that made them winners for the last two times, Gautam Gambhir. And it's rare when you see Gautam Gambhir smile with such a full grin, and with a happy heart. So a rare sight to see. But in terms of the cricket played, yeah, a bit of a bummer that we wanted to see a nail biter, a toe to toe between the two teams, and it was nowhere near that level. KKR just dominated from the beginning itself, and Mitch Stark again. He was steaming. He was so furious in that power play that nobody was able to even counter that kind of
Yeah.
wrath that he unleashed upon the SRH openers. And yeah, a purely one-sided game, the lowest ever total posed by a team after winning a toss in the final of IPL. So yeah, from a cricket
Uh,
point of view, a bit disappointing.
yeah. I think Kavya Maran's, expressions at the end. Summed it up for Hyderabad. I mean, I really felt bad for the girl because she's been supporting this team throughout for the last two seasons. She's there in every game, and at the end she was crying, which was which was pretty disheartening to see, considering they Sunrisers have had a great journey. So last season they finished at the last, which was a very disappointing season for them, considering the side they had assembled, which looked really good on paper. But this year, they delivered on the promise with a few additions, notably of Pat Cummins and Travis Head. The journey has been really good for them, but it's just that what we were talking about actually throughout the season. They're so much dependent on their opening pair to fire, and they did for most part of the season. They single-handedly took their team to the final, but in the qualifier one against KKR, and now in the final, the openers didn't fire, and then the middle order just didn't have anything. And I don't think they even played that sensibly, because I know you have a philosophy where you want to attack right from the word go, hit every ball out of the ground, but I think a bit of common sense also sometimes does no harm. I mean, it's a final. Ultimately, even if you get a score of around 160, 170, which we saw against Rajasthan as well, it can be tricky for an opposite side to chase, especially in a big final like this. But they just threw, every one of them just threw their wicket away, and a total as low as 113. I mean, it just wasn't going to be enough for the day.
Yeah, definitely. And against a side like KKR, who is peaking at the right time, gave their best performance in the finals. This total was never going to be enough. And as my fears came true, as we discussed in the preview, that we discussed that SRH is the team that KKR would want in the finals, because they are a known enemy. and like Travis and Abhishek, or we call it what Shane Watson called them as Travis Shake, has already been found out by Mitch Stark and the other seamers of KKR, so they know uh, where they have to strike, because the weak points were already there to capitalize, and nobody could cover it in a matter of few days. Like these are the shortcomings that can never be overcome in the middle of a tournament. So they got what KKR wanted. They knew where to bowl to these openers, and the you can say the writing was already on the wall. So that happened.
I think the toss went in favor of Hyderabad actually because
Yes.
ultimately there was no dew on the surface, and if they now it's in hindsight it's ifs and buts only because ultimately the match was very disappointing. I mean, probably the most one-sided final I've ever seen in my life in any sport, let alone cricket or the IPL. It was just very disappointing. But the toss went in their favor. Had they only gotten a competitive score on the board, things could have been different. But as you rightly said, Mitch Stark just peaked at the right time. That's why he's so highly regarded across the world as a bowler. And the ball that he bowled to Abhishek Sharma, I mean, that has to be the ball of the season. I mean, the
Yeah.
first four deliveries, he just pushed it wide outside the off stump. And then that peach of a ball pitching on middle and leg and then swinging away to clip the off stump. That's just a dream ball for any outswing bowler for a left-hander. And I mean, oh, what a delivery that was.
It was a proper setup of a test cricket match, and
Yeah,
we know Mitch Stark is a master of these setups. So clearly, like bowling the balls that are shaping away outside of the off stump, moving towards the tram line of the wide. And Abhishek also got bat on one of the balls which almost went to the boundary. So it was all a setup, and I think the inexperience of Abhishek came to the fore here, because he has not been part of such a competitive setup where the world class bowlers like Mitch Stark do these setups on a regular basis. It's like a routine business for them.
yeah.
So three balls moving, shaping away outside the off stump, and then that pitch of a delivery, as you said, pitching on middle stump and taking the top of off stump. It completely blew away. Abhishek would never ever have imagined, even in his dreams, that this could happen. And yeah, that's the class that Mitch Stark brings in.
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk a lot about KKR in this match, obviously, because there was only one team playing. But yeah, let's not take anything away from Hyderabad. They have been a brilliant, brilliant side this season. They've probably redefined opening batting in the IPL, the way their two openers have performed. And as you rightly said, I mean, when Mitch Stark is in that menacing form, any batter around the globe would find it hard to face him. As you rightly said, Abhishek Sharma is inexperienced at such a big stage, and his job was purely to dash. And he failed this time and also failed in the qualifier one. Okay, but their experienced batters. I mean, the way Rahul Tripathi threw his wicket away, it was nothing of a shot, really. And Travis Head just nicking an outswinger coming from leg stump. He's a proper test batsman. He had to take the responsibility in this one, like he took in the qualifier two as well against Rajasthan. And after that, Aiden Markram looked like he was coming into form. He looked like he was gonna bat till the end, till the 20th over, and take his side to a respectable score. And if Markram and Klaasen again would have stayed, things could have been different. But then Markram also tries to hit a nothing shot and gets out on the boundary. Those weren't the situations to and the moments to probably take those risks. We know it's a T20 game and you need to put a score on the board. But Markram is a really classic batsman. He could have dealt with boundaries also in the few overs and consolidated the innings. But nothing went their way, and they kept losing wickets every now and then. And the wicket of Klaasen was just pure heartbreak for Sunrisers fans. So they went there in numbers, as you had predicted already that it would be more support for SRH than KKR probably. But the team never got going, and that meant the fans were quiet for most part of the game, and it just wasn't their day.
Yeah, definitely. So, a great effort for them to reach the finals. It was a great performance throughout the tournament, and it's not a mean feat to cross 250 thrice in a single IPL season. So they had the potential, they had the firepower. It was just the matter of analyzing the situations and tweaking your gameplay according to that. If after their openers were gone, they should have reassessed the situations that okay, this is not a 200 wicket, but we can still get to 160 if we play sensibly. We can rotate the strike, and we can see through this initial burst of mid Stark and Vaibhav Arora, and then things will fall in place for us, and we should uh, you can say recalibrate the target that we had in mind. So maybe it's not 200, it's 160. So let's go that way and give our team a fighting chance of at least having something to defend. But I think that reassessment never happened, and they just went one way, that after they got a boundary, they just thought that now it's our time to break the shackles and just go all out. And that's where the things that happened uh, were there to see. Because even if Heinrich Klaasen had stayed till the end of the uh, innings with Pat Cummins, I think they could have at least taken this to 150, because no team bowls perfectly throughout the innings. There would be loose balls to hit out of the park, and it was just a matter of patience. And again, Klassen got outfoxed by the slower delivery of Harshit Rana, he did in the first encounter where KKR versus SRH, and SRH were chasing a 202, 203, and in the final over, Klassen was outfoxed by Harshit Rana again with a slower delivery, and the result was the same. This time he got played on. At that time he was clean bowled. So I think he should have taken some lessons from the past, like what kind of bowler he is facing. So these are the things that you should look at
Yeah.
while playing a big match like this.
Yeah, certainly. I think impact sub rule also was playing in this match particularly. It felt like it played to Sunrisers' detriment because I mean, with an impact sub rule, you probably get eight pure batters in your starting 11. And with eight pure batters, there is no excuse that you're getting bundled up so cheaply. Probably it was like they were thinking, oh no, we have to go here, and the next batter will take care of the situation. And then the next came, and he thought again we have a lot of batting left. We'll probably get a respectable score, but I need to take the score to 200. And we've seen time and time again, many a times when a team has its mind set on getting 200, they get bundled out cheaply because there is no sense that's prevailing in the batting lineup. And probably this is what has happened. The impact sub rule probably has backfired on them in this match. And it's also a bit strange because they played on this pitch in qualifier two as well, though this was a black soil pitch and that one was a red soil pitch. But they did have
Yeah, this
a
was a
better
black soil
idea.
pitch, and
Yeah,
yeah, definitely and the pitch that was used in the qualifier two was a red soil pitch. But yeah,
yeah.
I think they might have faltered in their assessment of the pitch. They thought this black soil pitch might play better than the pitch that was used against Rajasthan Royals. And yeah, also
Divyansh, you frozen up.
I think there
Yeah,
was an issue with the
yeah,
internet.
yeah.
So I was just talking about the pre-match press conference before a day. What Pat Cummins said was that there is no accurate way of predicting whether dew will happen or not. So it would be down to our skills that if we want to win, we have to stay true to our skills. So I think there also he reinstated that we will be super aggressive, super attacking, and that's what they went with, and that philosophy should have been adjusted according to the situations.
Yeah, I think the philosophy is correct. That's what they brought. That's what brought SRS to the finals itself. But yeah, I mean, in a crunch situation, you also, I think, have to adjust according to the situation within the game, which is game management purely. So we've seen with these kind of ultra aggressive approaches. So we saw what happened to baseball in India.
Yes,
They again, I mean, ultra aggressive approach to Test cricket, which when it comes off, it can win you crazy games. But over the course of a season, it won't come out of all the time, and you need to have the smarts on the pitch in front of 60, 50,000 people to assess the situation and take the game deep, as obviously is the philosophy of Dhoni.
definitely, yeah. So yeah, it could have been a better situation had they looked at it in a different light. And yeah, but in the hindsight, we can keep dissecting their philosophy, their strategies, but it would not yeah, it would not bring back the moments that have been now lost. But yeah, they can look forward, and because they have got such a good unit built up, so they can look forward to build upon it, and uh, capitalize in the next edition of the IPL. Looks like we have lost Nishant, but yeah, we will keep talking about it. So moving on to KKR, there were lots of positives, and I think looking at the KKR side, there were more positives than negatives, and I think now it's a good headache for the team management for the next season. How many players they can retain in an honest opinion of mine, I think they would want to retain the entire unit, but
Yeah,
it all it all depends on the norms that BCCI is right now working on.
yeah,
So we will get clarity by the starting of November. The rule will be
yeah,
finalized. Now there are
yeah,
talks in process that what
yeah,
should be the correct number
yeah,
to be retained. It's 4, 6, 8. How high can we go? So that would be the talk of the
yeah.
town right now.
Yeah, I think correctly pointed out, Divyansh, because now I think IPL is maturing, and as a competition, it has matured enough. I think that now is time to get probably eight retentions or nine retentions in a squad. It's because that's how you build a long term. champions for a side, right? So a player like Sunil Narayan has played throughout his career in KKR. But like you'll find very little players, a very few amount of players who've actually done that and been a one club player throughout their career. That's not just because of the retention system, but it's also down to it because a franchisee can only retain four players. Now, let's say a Kolkata Knight Riders, they have spent so much on Rinku Singh. They have nurtured him for 7 years. And at this moment, if you see the players they probably have to retain, so it's Shreyas Iyer, it's Venkatesh Iyer, it's Sunil Narayan, it's Mitch Stark or Andre Russell, and
Yes.
then everybody else then goes into the pool, and you never know, Rinku might come back into your fold or somebody might outbid you. Mm, and then the amount of investment you have done on these young players to nurture them and to make them available for your first team, you never get an advantage of that. Or if you do want to then bring them back to the side, you have to go all out and spend crazy money because nobody knows what will happen in a bidding war. So I
Yeah,
think now
definitely.
is the time. Yeah, I think now is the time for IPL governing body to think about the fact that probably they can allow 8 or 9 retentions in a team if the team wants to. They should set a minimum and a maximum cap. So you'll have to probably retain a minimum of four players and a maximum of 9 or 10 players if you want to. And that probably will then help you to even increase the purse of individual teams in the auction. All these
Yeah,
things, I
definitely.
think, are what the big governing body will think about. But yeah, as you said, what a dream night for Kolkata fans and the team. I mean, everything they touched turned purple, and I mean they right from the word go there was only one team in the game from Mitch Stark to all their bowlers performed, so every one of them got a wicket, which is rare to see in a final. All the bowlers got the wickets, and in the batting, though Narayan didn't fire the way he would have hoped, but Venkatesh Iyer just batted so supremely well, and Rahmatullah Gurbaz again contributing. And if it wasn't for the lack of tracking not available at that point of time when he got out, he would have been in on the stage finishing the match because from the naked eye, it looked like the ball was missing the leg stump, but umpire had given out, so and there was no ball tracking available at that point of time. So the decision couldn't be overturned by the third umpire. But all in all, a supremely confident batting display from KKR and finished the game in half the time.
Yeah, definitely.
They look
It looked like
go ahead.
they were playing like SRH. This kind of performance we have seen from SRH, like crossing 100 runs in 7 or 8 overs. They nearly tried to match that, and it was their highest power play performance in the entire season. 72 runs in 6 overs. So.
Yeah.
What a great sight to have, and they saved it. It looked like they saved the best for the last, and just the entire team peaked at the last moment, and it also laurels to the team management and the support staff that they kept the players in such a good headspace that they kept uh, uh, adding levels to their performance in as the tournament progressed. So yeah, what a great performance by KKR team.
Yeah, and I think it was meant to be. They won their first final in Chennai, and then the repeat of the same 12 years later again at Chennai. You saw Shah Rukh Khan there hugging and kissing everyone he could find. He was just so happy,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was a good. it was a good outing for them. And now that the IPL season is done, I'm probably thinking Gautam Gambhir's stock as it's at an all-time high, and he'll get a lot of offers now from the Indian team. Let's see what his decision is. But I'm not thinking that Shah Rukh is gonna let him go anywhere anytime soon. This team, because in the previous stint as well, when they won two IPLs, we saw that team performed really well for the next 3 years. So 2012 they won, 2013 they came very close to winning, and then 2014 they won again. So I think this team again is in such a is in such a situation where they can probably win another IPL in the next few years. So things looking pretty bright for the Kolkata folks.
Yeah, definitely the hard work that they have done in scouting the players and nurturing them and keeping them, retaining them in the squad. So, heads off to the scouting team. Like it's helped by Abhishek Nair, which has also played a pivotal role in the reincarnation of Dinesh Karthik as well. So I was just watching that interview, and what Dinesh said was really struck a chord that Abhishek Nair's hard work has come to fruition in this edition of the IPL. By these are the finds that Abhishek Nair did, Varun Chakravarti, Venkatesh Iyer, all these young talents, Vaibhav Arora. So
Yeah,
they got scouted by KKR side, even Suyash Sharma, who didn't get to participate so actively in this edition. But yeah, so these talents they nurtured over the years. They Rinku Singh is also part of that pack, who has been with KKR since last 7 years. And initially he couldn't perform at that level, and even in the mega auction again, they brought Rinku Singh back, and then finally he returned the favor in multiple folds. So that's how hard and how brilliant the scout team is working on the new talents, on the Indian talents. And there's another stat to it, that in the last 6 years, KKR has given the most players to the national side in terms of young Indian players. So that is another stellar record, which proves that how brilliant the scouting team of KKR is working. So they definitely would want to keep this unit together. It's just
yeah,
a matter of that, if BCCI wants to add a couple of more teams in the IPL mix, then this retention rule would not work, because we have to give a fair chance to the new teams as well,
yeah,
of creating a unit that has good Indian players as well as overseas players. So if that does not happen, I think easily they can set a rule of minimum of 4 and maximum of 8 retentions for the mega auctions. So yeah,
yeah.
but
I think
overall,
I think Yeah, I think
yeah.
overall, again, for KKR, it's a huge opportunity because the last decade for IPL was dominated by Mumbai and Chennai. They both have 5 trophies each. And third in line is KKR now with their third trophy. And looking at where Mumbai and Chennai find themselves, these are the two sides who are in transition at the moment. So Mumbai have lost their talismanic captain. Chennai have lost their talismanic captain, and this is probably this is gonna leave a hole which is gonna show. I'm not expecting these two sides to uh, uh, be as dominant in the next season as they have been in the previous years. It will take some time. Teams go through circles, ups and downs, and KKR is perfectly placed to capitalize on this because they have a good template. They have an all-round team. Their captain looks set. And it's all geared up for success in the coming years.
Yeah, definitely a great team that has already built, and this is full of young players. So definitely, it's all the signs are there for the domination in the upcoming years, and a great unit has been set up by Gautam Gambhir, and what a stellar record he has had as a captain as well as a coach. Uh, like as you were mentioning, two wins for the KKR, and then I think another three or four playoffs in his 7 or 8 years of stint as a captain with KKR. Then he went to I think LSG, and then again first two seasons the team made to the playoffs. Then again he came back to KKR, and a win in the first stint as well. So as a mentor and as a cricket director, so what a mind blowing record Gautam Gambhir has had. So that's what the discussion is right now happening. That if you want to bring this winning DNA to the Indian national team, then you should take Gautam Gambhir as the coach, and then only we can hope for a 2027 ODI World Cup win, or the next T20 World Cup win, maybe in 2026. So that's how the talks are going right now in the background. So knowing Gautam Gambhir being the patriot he is, I think he would very easily give up the services of KKR, and he would definitely join Indian national team if the offer is on the table. So yeah.
Yeah, I think uh, that pretty much sums up the final. We haven't talked about the game as much as we have talked about surrounding factors and things like that, because there was nothing much in the game. But as a season, I think this has been one of the best IPL seasons, certainly in a long while. There were so many ups and downs. The stories of RCB from being nowhere to making it to the playoffs, the constant constant shadow of Dhoni looming large on the tournament. uh, Delhi, the way they bounced back in the tournament, the way Rajasthan lost their way in the final months. This has been a really, really enjoyable 2 months for IPL, and I think if you exclude the final, I think this was pretty amazing as a journey.
Yeah, this was a record breaking season in terms of the stats I was looking at. There were 1400 scored in this tournament, in this edition of the IPL, which is the highest ever. And the number of sixes that were hit is mind boggling. 1266. I think in back in 2008, I think Lalit Modi would not even have imagined that the beast, what a beast he has created. So
Yeah,
a credit goes to him as well, of bringing that league concept to India. And also there are some other stats. I think 41 times 200 plus total have been crossed in this, and this season overall had a uh, run rate of 9.5, which is mind boggling.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and SRH has a very big part to play in that. So
yeah,
kudos to SRH in taking the tournament to new heights. And
yeah,
we got such brilliant players like Jake Fraser Mega come to the fore, and rightly he was given the emerging, I think not emerging player, but a brilliant find of the tournament. So yeah, a great
yeah.
tournament overall.
Yeah, a tournament which started with batting domination commences in the last few games with the bowlers just ruling the game, and uh, we can now say, because in the of week 3, 4 we were talking about. I mean, this is the death of bowling, and there was just nothing going on for the bowlers, but we can have a smile on our faces and say no. Ultimately, I think the bowlers had a bigger say on the tournament, as though they were the most number of sixes hit and most number of 200s crossed. But KKR's bowling lineup, most of them had more than 10 wickets in the tournament. And I mean, and they showed in the qualifier one and again in the final how important a good bowling attack is. As they say, batsmen win you games, bowlers win you tournaments. And batsmen did win a lot of games for SRH, but bowlers won the tournament for KKR.
And players like Sunil Narayan who won the uh, MVP for the third time. He's the only player to win three times MVP in IPL, and with the best performance at the age of 36. Like it was his best performance as an MVP for KKR. So 488 runs and 17 wickets. It's a mind-boggling number, and best of the best all-rounders in the world would be proud of that kind of performance. So yeah, great performances by KKR. It was an all-round effort, like Mitch Stark said, that he felt very comfortable in the side. Even when he was not performing, he was trying to figure out his shortcomings in the initial leg of the tournament. But the entire unit was performing so well that he got the time to adjust his lens back for the Indian conditions and just to find his rhythm. So it was that kind of a unit. So heads off to the management and the entire KKR team that they 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 played in a manner that even when the big players, the big names were not firing, the team kept winning.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna take a look at the entire tournament in the near future in one of our episodes. But I think for now, this is it for this video. Divyansh, any last words?
Yeah, I think this was all that we wanted to discuss on the finals, and now moving on, as the cricketing world is so moving so fast. We have the T20 World Cup starting in another week, so we will keep bringing the content to you, and we will keep discussing the exciting facets of cricket and what a brilliant game this is, and starting from T20 World Cup. So we will bring a lot of analysis
Yeah,
videos and interesting discussions to you. So
yeah,
keep watching our channel and keep subscribing and liking. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Yeah, I think in the middle of the IPL game, they were showing that the Indian team has landed in US. So
Yes.
the circle just keeps on moving. We have our first warm-up game against Bangladesh on the first. So yeah, T20 World Cup is fast approaching, and it's gonna be really exciting. I really hope. Finally, after so much wait, we can lift an ICC trophy. But yeah, we will be part of this journey. Me and Divyansh will keep bringing you all the content. Just keep showing the love, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. This is Cricket Castaway, and yeah, take care.
Take care. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.